Hey guys, Andy here from Mediocre Hobbies, bringing you the first part of the scenery tutorial for the Kill Team Nachmund box set. Normally there would just be a single painting video on the scenery from the Kill Team box set. We did it for the orc scenery and we did it for the city scenery in the last two Kill Team box sets. This set is so varied and there's so many different parts to tackle and so many different textures and things to work through that we're not going to be covering it all in one video. We're going to be breaking it down into three smaller videos. This is going to be the first one of the sceneries for the Kill Team Nachmund, and it's based mostly around the Mechanicum scenery, that really dark blue with the really bright white tops. So we're going to work through that in today's video. So I hope you learned something, and stick around and enjoy the video. So after we have constructed the miniature, I gave it an all over coat of black, and then I give it a strong dusting of lead belcher spray. The big flat panels don't need to be completely covered in silver. It's all of the other parts of it that we need to make sure are a nice solid silver coat. Next, we're going to go in with the Balthazar gold base paint, and it's time to basically break up all of those metallics and add in some gold trimming to pretty much all of it. If you look at the box art for this particular piece, you will notice that there's just certain connection points and assembly parts and other bolt tops and stuff like that. So just refer back to the artwork given in the Nachmund box set to see which parts should be Balthazar gold and which bits should be left silver. This particular part of the painting project is a tiny bit tedious. It wasn't actually as bad as I thought it was going to be. And as you can see by this cut here, it does actually add quite a lot to the miniature when you bother to take your time and do it. The next, we're going to give all of those metallic parts a wash of Agrax Earthshade just to darken it all down, muddy it all up, which is exactly what this kind of machinery would look like, being left out on Imperial World for years and not particularly maintained fantastically. So any machinery parts and gears will be all gummed up with grease and oil, so to add that effect, just add a bit of Agrax Earthshade. When the Agrax Earthshade has dried on all of those parts, it's time to just add a splash of bright silver back into them. So we're just going to do a very light lead belcher dry brush on all of those metallic parts that you have just washed down. This doesn't need to be a precise science. We are not painting a centerpiece for your army or anything like that. This is just one piece of scenery. That'd be 15 pieces of scenery like this on your table. So don't go too crazy. Just a quick dry brush just to catch those edges. Makes it look like you put a lot more effort in than you actually did. Next, we're on to Incubi Darkness, and this is for that really dark, rich blue that is seen on all of those scenery parts. And I'm going to show you how to do it on this panel piece here. So what you're going to need to do is 2 coats of Incubi Darkness to get the kind of coverage that we're after on this miniature. As you can see, as I'm applying this, it's kind of streaky and it's not going on as a pure coat, which anything over a bright silver like this, it's going to take time to get it done properly. So like I said, do one all over coat, wait for that to fully dry, and then go back in and do a second coat. I will show you the second coat reveal here in a moment, and you can see the impact it can have of taking your time and doing the nice 2 thin coats. As you can see, I'm being quite careful to go around the edges, and then I go in with a small brush and do the kind of inner parts of it as well. So this is one coat after it dries. You can see how streaky it is, and look how smooth it goes as soon as we start applying that second coat of paint. While I'm applying this second coat of paint and doing it to the rest of the parts, I thought I would have a chat to you guys. So at this point in the video, I'd like to always stop by and thank you guys for the continued support in the 365 project. Thank you very much for watching the videos. Make sure that you do drop this video a like, put a comment if you have any questions, and of course make sure you're subscribed to the channel. The algorithm tells me that only a quarter of people who watch my videos are subscribed, so it would mean a lot to me if you'd hit that subscribe button below and help those numbers jump up. If you see real value in what I do and want to support the 365 project and Mediocre Hobbies even further, then there's links to my Patreon below where you can donate a couple of euros to help grow the channel. Thank you guys so much, and let's get back to painting. Okay, with the blue looking neat and tidy across the entire piece, it's time to start with that white. So first off, I'm going to mask off the top of this piece. I'm using the Green Stuff World official masking tape, so modeling masking tape. This is great because it won't damage or scratch or lift up paint off of the pieces. So if you ever need masking tape, I thoroughly recommend the green stuff world masking tape. I put a link to it down below if you want to check it out yourself. Now normally I would just mask off more of this miniature, and then I would hit the top with Wraithbone from a can, from a Ral can. But I do realize that then that would be the third Ral can I would be telling you guys to use for this tutorial, and that's nearly €50 in spray, so I thought I would just show you how to do it the old fashioned way. So I mask off just the top, and then I just assault it with Wraithbone and a brush. So just like the blue, this will absolutely not come out in a nice smooth coat with the first application, so I will have to wait for that to dry and come back in at it again to make sure that it becomes this nice, neat and tidy coat. This is it after the first coat. Like I said, it's not looking the best, but when we apply the second coat to it, it does pop. It does start to look really nice and neat and tidy, and of course neat and tidy isn't exactly what we're going to be going for, so I'm going to show you how to weather that down in a minute. One of my favorite techniques. It's quite an easy technique, and yeah, it saves a lot of time, and I think personally it gives great results, so I'm going to show you that now. So here's the model looking neat and tidy with all the different bits and pieces done. If you wanted to leave it like this, by all means leave it like this. It would just look nice on your table. What I've got here is a bit of leftover case foam. I'm sure everybody has some of this lying around. You want to pull off a little part of it like this. You want to get one of the edges that is quite jaggedy, one of the bits that you've torn it from. You're going to load it up with some black paint and then scrape a lot of it off, just as if you were going to dry brush. Then you're just going to start stippling or stabbing at the parts you want to add weathering to. Super quick and easy technique to add little splashes of like chip damage and stuff to a piece of scenery. It's not going to remain black. We're going to move over to a different color now in a second, but just for the black parts of it, as you can see, it's already started to add that weathered and bashed up look. So the top part being too pristine and white, if we give it a quick pass with the sponge, the black paint, as you can see, it's just adding all those really nice little bits of texture. I mean, you've got military boots stomping across this panel for hundreds of years, so of course it's going to cause some damage, some wear and tear, or just some muck and grime. So, like I said, you could do this with a small brush and it could take you all day, or you could do it with this sponging technique, and you can get this scenery piece done in 20 minutes. It's up to you. But of course, you want to make it look like the paint has chipped off to reveal some of that silver, so we're going to do the exact same technique again. Pull off a little fresh piece of the foam, and we're going to do the stippling technique again, but this time adding in the silver. We want to add this to the bits that we've already done black, so around those exact areas and around the edges to add scuff marks and stuff like that. Now, if you wanted to add things like hazard stripes or lettering or anything like that to these pieces, you want to do it before you do this foam stippling step for the black and silver, because you want to also weather down those letters or those hazard stripes or those bits and pieces. So with that last step done, I feel like this scenery looks fantastic, and if I had a whole set of scenery painted like this on the table, I would be super pleased. So this is my unfortunate shaky grand reveal. I didn't have my 360 wheel out to do the spin for it, so I just left it like this. So you'll have to go for the shaky Blair Witch Project hand to show off the scenery piece. I'm super pleased with the result. I hope you guys are too. I hope you learned a few bits and pieces in the video. Make sure to drop me a like and some comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.